Shalom Lechem. So in Lag BaOmer, there are many different songs that are being sang around the world, and one of them is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. It starts off with Tanna Elokai, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And when you say Elokai, Elokai means my God. Are you allowed to say my God, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai? Well, that was a subject of controversy in Eretz Israel in the previous years. Some held that this is kfirah, it's heresy. You're not allowed to say on anybody in the world that is your God, and therefore you can't even say it even on the Tanna האלוקי, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Can't say Tanna האלוקי, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, because Elokai means, again, my God. This is how many held. This is how Rav Asher Weiss held. This is how Rav Yitzchak Ratzabi said, and many others. There are those that were more lenient, like for instance Rav Moshe Baltzfer, and he felt that it's fine because you don't say Elokai Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, you don't say my God, but you say Ha-Elokai. With the Hey, it comes to really mean that he is Eloki, which means he's godly. Not that he's a god. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is godly. Really, that is where the mistake came to come from, is that when the piyut, this poem, the song, was written, it was Eloki, with a chirik. But with time, in order to rhyme with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, they started saying Elokai. Elokai rhymes beautifully with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, but you're not allowed to say Elokai because of the reason we just said. Again, if you say that the Hey saves it, then that makes it better. Ha-Elokai. Ha-Elokai would be Ha-Eloki. That's what he wanted to claim. Some want to say that since in other Havarot, like for instance by the Hasidim, they say things differently, so it could be that Eloki, they would say Elokai, which is not really correct. Also, when you say Elokai, someone to say that you say Aleph, you really should be madgish the Aleph after the Hey, between the Hey and the Yud, which means Ha-Elokai. Ha-Elokai would mean godly. Whatever it is, it comes into a controversy of what to say, and is it permitted to say altogether. And therefore, in order for one not to fall into something that is so severe, you can't say, even if you don't mean it, you can't say on somebody that is your God. And you can't, for instance, there is a machloket of a person that goes to cemetery of tzaddikim, whether they're allowed to ask the tzaddik to be malitz yosher for him. Definitely is not allowed to ask him for anything, because that's considered avodah zarah. You go in front of a kever of a tzaddik and you ask him to do for you things in shamayim, that he should save you, he should help you, he should bring you parnasah, he should bring you zivug, or whatever it is. That's definitely a sur. But the question is, can you ask him to be malitz yosher, to go in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu and ask a Kadosh Baruch Hu to do things for you? Well, some say that you're not even allowed to do that, and you should go directly. We only speak directly to a Kadosh Baruch Hu and not use any means, any medium to ask anybody to do that for us. We have a straight connection to a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Therefore, we go and speak to a Kadosh Baruch Hu, and we can go in front of the kever of the tzaddik because it's a makom kedusha, it's a makom kadosh, and that brings the tefillah closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But to take it to the level that you ask the tzaddik to be malitz yosher, or to ask the tzaddik that he should go in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu for us, that's very questionable. And this question comes about in many different things. Like for instance, when we sing Malachim HaKadoshim, that's also a question that whether we allowed to ask a Malachim HaKadoshim to go in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the Meromim and be and request for us different things. Also on Erev Shabbat, when we say Shalom Aleichem, Baruchuni LeShalom, that also was a subject of a machloket between Gdolei Israel of previous generation, of where they can say, Baruch hu ni leshalom, bless me. The Malachim HaKadoshim are not there to bless us in any way, but rather HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that we request and go directly to. So these are all machlokot, but when it comes to the song of Tanna Elokai, one should be careful with that and either say Elokai or say Eloki, which is much better. If you say Eloki, then it's straightforward. The godly, which Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was definitely very godly, but not to say Elokai, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai.